All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. As per usual, let's get the 5x5s out of the way, get the show started. So, I did a Wednesday midweek report, and it dawned on me while I was reading one of the articles that that article inspired me to do this. So, let's get it on. Big John, thank you for the 5x5. Biffer, American Made, Dobie, thank you for the 5x5. Ben, thank you for the Gorlock by Gorlock. Adam, Leon, Todd, Double, Murder, Paul, Krista, Ozark Prepper, Joe, thank you for the 5x5. Southern Tier Prepper, what's going on? Blackfoot, Kate, man, Lisa, Laura, Maria, Elaine, thank you for the 5x5. Ghost, Lincoln, Buy the Book, Up Tech Extreme. Sir Gregor, Justin, Jordan, JL, Jan, thank you for the 5x5. Johnny, Renee, sorry. Loretta, PM, Crow, Teresa, Brian, Hot Rod, and thank you for the 5x5. No Juan, William, Frankie, S. Sergeant, 11 Boy, thank you for the 5x5. Carrie, Ray, Apex, Mossberg, thank you for the 5x5. All right, guys. Jordan, Misu, and Max Havoc. And Savannah's channel. Am I saying that right? Thank you for the 5x5. All right, guys. So, and Crazy Chicken Prepper, thank you for the loud and clear. So, I was reading this article on Wednesday Midweek Report. I know a lot of people didn't see that, so I'm going to read it off again. But it dawned on me, with everything going on, with the borders being wide open, with an election right around the corner, with the possible outbreak of a new situation or pandemic, that this very well could be an issue. Also, not to mention you have Russian warships headed into the Caribbean for a drill. Now, I saw another video a couple of nights ago, again on Reddit, of a guy who was standing in what looked like one of those mini mall lots, and he was filming shipping containers that were behind the mall or on the side of the mall. And he states that the cops were guarding it, and that anytime he went over there, they would come out and break his balls. He seems to think that there's weapons in there. And there are two other possibilities. The weapon thing, I thought about. I'm like, yeah, nah, they wouldn't leave them in the open like that. So when I saw that, I was like, so that, I don't know if that video is circulating, but in case it is circulating, cops normally hide in small towns. They'll hide at mini malls, like off to the corner or the back or behind it, and that's where they happen to be hanging out. And whenever somebody who doesn't belong in that area walks over, wherever they are, they're going to question it. So as far as that being weapons, I doubt it very much. And it was like a small town, so it was a small police force. So I doubt very much they're on the take. But nonetheless, that could, staging weapons, I do think, not in a shipping container and not guarded by not NYPD, whatever police agency that was, whatever state. But the borders being wide open is undoubtedly a problem. We have watched and read and heard Christopher Wray on multiple occasions state that we need to do something about the border. He's been saying that for a while now. Now, granted, there are certain things that can be done, and hiding behind we have to wait for the federal government BS is BS. We all watch, what was that, Texas do something about it. Regardless of what the United States is saying and or doing, they're handling it, at least their portion of the border. But that doesn't stop, nor will it stop, the amount of people that are coming through the gates. Now, I think it's going to take another couple of years, at the very least 2 more years, for the right amount of soldiers to get here, if they are in fact coming across the border, the right amount of soldiers to get here to start some shit. The U.S. military will not be a part of it. I have some faith in our military force that if this goes down, American citizens and the United States military is going after it. Now, if this is in fact what we are thinking it is, which it does sound far-fetched in a lot of ways, but if this is like a Red Dawn but a slow version of it, this is a gamble that these nations are taking, sending their bodies over here, and they're hoping that they can bring the fight to us. There are a lot of military members in the military. There are a lot of ex-military employees who are not in the military. Those two combinations with ex-Special Forces member and current Special Forces member and people like myself who would jump into the mix, that's a lot of motherfuckers you have to fight. Now, the more disappointing part, guys, is, and this is going to happen if this does happen, if this does go down, there's going to be a more disappointing factor, and that is the amount of people who are not going to fight, and the people who sit there and go, "I'll raise my weapon and get into it," and all that other bullshit. When push comes to shove, guys, that's where we'll see who's made of what. We're going to see who's LARPing, and we're going to see who's all about it. That's always a disappointing part when it comes to people making tough decisions. And again, I take this back to the whole arm ticket nonsense here in New York City, where people were like, "Yo, if they force us, I'm not taking it," and then they turned around with puppy eyes and go, "I have to take it. My family, my money, the vagina aspect came out." We're probably going to see that in this realm, or around the same realms. Chris Hines, I saw chemtrails a couple days ago, and one of them being in Tennessee. But I don't know. I don't know if that'll answer your question. The Romanian Patriot. I like that. Thank you for the 5x5. Now, I know a lot of you guys didn't take it, and I know some of you guys did. And that was, guys, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, that was an easier situation to be in, where I would have said no. Is your job worth your life? Oki Khan, I ask people that all the time. And we're going to be talking about that on the Angry Truth tonight, in fact, because tonight, guys, the studies that are coming out and the investigations that they once started for the arm ticket is starting to be raised nationwide here and globally around the world. Prepper Revelator sent me a video. I didn't get to watch it, but I saw the gist of it, and that was John Campbell, Dr. John Campbell, questioning the arm ticket and how they need to launch an investigation, because there's a lot of problems with it. Now, we're going to be talking about a lot of that on the Angry Truth tonight, and that is probably going to get me in trouble, but we shall see. I know it's too late for a lot of you guys, so you can watch it on the replay, but when it came to the arm ticket, that was an easy no. I don't see, it couldn't have got any easier than that question. Hey, you going to take the, nope. See how simple it was? Fuck you. Eat a dick. I hope you die of ass cancer. That was as easy as it got. When you're asking somebody to protect this country and lay down their life for it, there are a lot of people who are never in that situation who might not do it. A lot of people who you guys probably look up to, your neighbor, a family member, a YouTuber, whatever it is, that might be put in that situation and come up with all kinds of reasons why they can't. Listen, if I'm missing an eye and have asthma and COPD to boot, I'm still getting in there. Hell, if I have COPD, why not? Because I'm going to die horribly anyway, or at least down the line I will, so I might as well just mix it up and put it all on the line. If I had end-stage cancer, if I could hold a rifle upright and keep my body upright, I'm in the mix, because I'm dying anyway. But there are a lot of people who are going to be tasked with that question, or that action, rather, and either they're going to shit or they're going to get off the pot. It's the only thing you can do. Making up excuses that your dick hurts or you pulled your toe, like That shit ain't gonna fly. You know. Captain Coconut. I like that one, by the way. Yeah, a lot of New York City workers were punked big time. They were, yo. It was bad. I mean, and because now you're looking at it, now they're not even pushing it. In fact, the probie classes going in, they're not even telling them that they have to take it. There were a couple probie classes, they were like, yo, you guys got to take it or you're off the job. There were a lot of guys who did turn the job down. They did turn the fire department job down because they had to take the arm ticket. And they were like, no, because if I get sick or my dick falls off, I don't want to be, I don't want to be dickless and sick. That's a bad combination, man. But if and when, guys, we're called to fight, I don't want to know who's going to back out. I really don't. My dick hurts. Yeah, yeah, everybody could use that excuse. Yeah, I don't want to fuck. I don't want to go to work today. Why? My dick hurts. And just leave it at that. Because whoever you say that on the phone to, they're going to be like, okay, and then hang up the phone. Right? No one hangs up the phone anymore, but you know what I mean. But yeah. So, with that, guys, the article I'm going to read is as follows, and I'm going to try to do my best to not sound all Biden-like tonight. I noticed that certain days I could read flawlessly, and other days I'm reading like him. So bear with me if I'm in the Biden zone. Carrie goes, I'm 58, I'm in. Listen, and there are a lot of ladies who want to mix it up. I'm not saying this to what you call it, but there's nothing more sexier than a lady who fight for freedom. A military chick with a rifle who can get in the mix, that's sexy. And why it's sexy, because not many women can do it. Like, a lot of chicks think that they can become freedom fighters because they saw it in a movie. No, there's some chicks that can get down with it and other chicks that just can't. You know, I mean, if you can fire a rifle and hold off your own, cool. But that's some sexy shit. Like a chick on a motorcycle, that's the sexiest thing in the world. A chick on a bike. Rome is burning. Yeah, undoubtedly. But, yeah. Six suspect. Oh my God! Here we go. The stroke. 6 suspected terrorists with ISIS ties arrested in sting operation in New York, Los Angeles, and Philadelphia. 6 Russian national suspects who have terror ties to ISIS have been arrested in a coordinated sting operation spanning from Los Angeles to Philly and New York, rather. And this was a Post exclusive. 2 ICE sources confirmed to the Post they arrested the 6 people who hailed, I don't know why they said it like that, hailed from Tajikistan. Tajikistan. I never heard of this place. And I'm pretty sure I said it wrong. Tajikistan? I never heard of this place. So, forgive me. When I saw it, I said I was going to look it up after the... That's how it's pronounced. That's how it's spelled. Hopefully I pronounced it right. Andrew, is Miss Alabama that fat chick that won that pageantry? I don't want to... Don't. Sergeant 11 Bravo said, got it. You got it. All right. I don't want to... That caught my eye, that Miss Alabama shit. I'm hoping that wasn't it. That's it. Oh, someone said that's it. Okay. Jerk off a stand. Yeah, so... That Miss Alabama, if that's the big bitch that just won that fucking pageantry, yo, she was like a fucking white meatball. I've never seen... There are big women pageantry, and this chick, yo, Tajikistan. Is that how it's... Tajikistan. Roger that. But yo, that was... I don't want to get into it. Let me focus on this shit because, yeah, that was some bad shit. She was just like all fucking like fat and shit. And it's nothing. Listen, like I said, guys, I like big girls, but this bitch was like rolling in the dough big. Like you had to You had to get her from the car to the restaurant. You have to roll her out of the restaurant to the car. Like, I never seen anything like it, man. I never seen anything like it. And then the other women who were around her, they had to have been disappointed. They had to have been. There was no way in hell, guys, that they all sat there like, in their heads, they're like, this big bitch who's eating fucking Krispy Kremes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner won the pageantry? No way. Yo, to get that fat, you have to do nothing. Nothing. Eat and fucking lay there. How do you do that? Walking, you burn fat. This bitch said, let me walk out on stage and burn 5 calories so that I can win this pageantry? What the fuck, yo? Lizzo looks like a fucking supermodel compared to this chick. I am so sorry for going on that rant. But, yo, I never seen anything like it. Never. She waddled out on it. And they did it because of equality. That's not equality. Oh, my God, man. It was bad. And I'm looking at the other ladies, and I'm like, I know what they're thinking. I know what they're thinking. They're like, I worked my entire life for this moment, and this fucking McDonald's donut Krispy Kreme eating bitch won. Ah. Calamity Girl, thank you for the donation. Yes, Calamity Girl, that is sexy too. That, by the way, that is. A chick who knows her way around the kitchen, absolutely. But a chick who knows her way around the kitchen and can fucking fight, that's the shit. I mean, fist fight. Jump in there, start throwing hands. Larry, I think way more than 6 to 12 million came through. Way more than that. It's just, yeah, way more than that. There's a thing with numbers, right? And like here in the United States, I'm sorry, here in New Yorkistan, at least New York City, they play with the numbers all the time when it comes to crime, all the time, right? And now they apply that same scumbaggery with the numbers. They apply that to everything. If something is not solved, like if the crime is not solved, it doesn't count. They take it off the record. It's like some crazy shit that they do with the numbers, and they do that with the Biden numbers for the migrants coming across the border. They definitely downplay those numbers without a doubt. Larry, Ozempic is not even. Strawberry 32. Apparently they don't. Apparently, I mean, oh my God. The stupidity of this country is out of control. I just don't understand how we've gotten that far. I don't get it, man. This chick was like, and she was just like, she was all fat and happy and shit. She's like, oh my God, I'm in this pageantry. Oh, I always wanted to be in this pageantry since I was a little girl. When I was 250 pounds at 5 years old. And now she got to live her dream. Good for fucking her. Good for her. Because it's not going to happen on the world stage. At least I don't think so. I know that they're trying to, like, the whole transgender shit. They had a transgender, not a transgender pageantry, but a dude pretending to be a chick in a pageantry won. And the one thing about, like, the whole thing about transgenders winning pageantries, let's put aside the fact that they're men pretending. But the fact that in pageantries, and from what I remember about them, was that you can't have any surgery. You have to be all natural. Right? You have to be natural all the way across. But when transgenders enter, they're not natural, clearly, because a lot of them get cut to look good, right? And some of them do look good. I mean, I've seen a couple, man, like a dude is telling you that's a dude, and you're like, no, that's not. It can't be, But and those are the ones that enter these pageantries, but they're cut. They are not natural. They have all kinds of surgery done to their face and their bodies, and they should be automatically disqualified. But for some reason, a lot of them are letting them in, and they're winning because they are cut to look like the perfect woman. Rhonda, thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. She said her phone's dying. But this is 2024. Some people have outlets. Just saying. But this is in the topic. No, this is not the topic. Fat Bitches Anonymous is not the topic tonight. I'm sorry. Someone talked about Alabama, and every time I see the picture, I stop eating and I put away what I'm about to do, and I start going for runs. I'm like, yo, to look like people don't understand, guys. Those people that do my 500-pound life, you are doing under the bare minimum, to get that big. That means you're eating and just allowing the fat to multiply all over your body. And you're just there. You're just breathing air. So anyway, back to the fucking story on hand before I go on another rant. Because that was just some fucked up shit. 2 others who were part of the same group were also arrested after being surveilled for several months by a multi-agency joint task force, probably run by the FBI. Now, several months. This is... They watch these people, and I'm pretty sure they watch them close enough so that something doesn't happen. But, guys, we are at a point in this country where we don't believe anybody. Because the United States could be very well building up a story to do some shit themselves. So they have this story released. Christopher Wray keeps going in front of Congress or senators or whatever it is and starts, yo, we gotta close this border up, man. We gotta hem this shit up because we just caught 6 Russian nationals who were probably not Russians. They were probably like Habib, and they lived in Russia, right? Or they might have been Russians, but they didn't disclose their names, which I found to be interesting. At least I didn't see their names in this article. All right, so this is where it gets interesting. Remember the Boston Marathon? I'm afraid something like that might happen again, or worse, one of the sources said. Now, they caught 6 of these guys. How many were there? Were there 6? Were there 20? Were there 30? Were there the 6 idiots that they caught? Or are there more out there laying in the cut? Because this comment about remembering the Boston Marathon incident tells me that this source knows that something else can possibly happen. Now, building up a story like a movie, so when we get to the election, something big happens, a grand something happens, then you can shut down the country by having this incident go nationwide, whatever that incident might be. But this is, again, a problem. And are we under attack, or is this just them narrating a story for the big show, whatever that show might be? The target who was subject to the wiretap was previously released by federal authorities at the southern border with court dates next year. But it has since emerged he has potential ties to ISIS. Now, either they do or they don't. The potential ties to ISIS shit really kills me. You know what they do. You know they have ties. Just fucking say it. But for whatever reason, they don't tell us this. And it's probably why they withheld their names, because this might be the FBI story. Which, if it is, we're all in trouble, because something's undoubtedly going to happen. Stephen O. said it was 8 people. This is saying 6, and another article I read said 6 as well. It could have been 8, and 2 of them were released, wind up not being who they thought they were. Who knows? In a joint statement, the Department of Homeland Security, FBI, told the Post, over the last few days, ICE agents arrested several non-citizens pursuant to immigration authorities. Now, the non-citizen shit really kills me. They're illegal immigrants. Just say that. It's a lot easier. It rolls off the tongue better. Non-citizens is just a way of not hurting their feelings. Who gives a fuck if they were here to do malicious acts? Whatever. Google censorship. You're probably right. Probably right about that. The actions were carried out in close coordination with the FBI's Joint Terrorist Task Force. The individuals arrested are detained in ICE custody pending removal proceedings. The FBI and DHS will continue working around the clock with other partners to identify, investigate, and disrupt potential threats to national security. The targets had all crossed the southern border, and initial vetting by federal authorities didn't turn up anything negative, negative information or ties to their names. At least 2 of the men had crossed into the U.S. in spring of 2023. One had used the CPB-1 app to enter the country. That's that government app that Biden started to get people here. So imagine that. One terror suspect used that. Now, they say potential terror suspect. You're a terrorist, fucko. In April, Ray warned lawmakers that a possible coordinated attack could take place in the United States following an ISIS-K attack at a concert hall in Moscow, carried out by citizens of Tajikistan that killed 145 people and wounded hundreds more. Most of our immediate concern has been that individuals or small groups will draw twisted inspiration from that event in the Middle East to carry out attacks at home here in the United States. But now, increasingly concerning is the potential for a coordinated attack here in the homelands, akin to the ISIS-K attack where the Russian concert hall a month ago. Although the group previously concentrated its efforts on Russia, multiple Western leaders have warned of its abilities to launch attacks in Europe and America. Well, again, guys, when you leave the borders wide open and you have people just coming across haphazardly, what do you expect? You have organizations that hate this country that are looking at the border and going, man, that is wide the fuck open. Wouldn't it be some shit if we sent a few hundred, if not a few thousand men across the border, each staging their own possible event throughout the country for years to come? There are guys that are laying in the cut right now as we speak, dormant, offline, ready to be activated. And when the shit goes down, maybe they will be. Maybe they won't. Maybe this is just a conspiracy theory that I'm concocting out the top of my head. Or that we are concocting off the top of our heads. Nonetheless, guys, this is concerning because either way you look at it, even if we do it, it's bad. If they do it, it's bad. But there's more likeliness coming out on the side of them doing it because there are more of them crossing the border at any given time. Now, a lot of people seem to think the number is anywhere between 7 to 12 million, when I think it's closer to 30, 35 million, maybe even touching 40 million migrants crossing the border since Biden got into office. There are a couple of border agents, high-ranking, that states that the number is well higher than 12 million. And he specifically said higher than 12 million. So now we're entering the 20, 30, 40 million range. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of bad guys. One shot, one kill is not a conspiracy theory, but it is as of now until it happens. And then when it happens, what are we going to do? I told you so? No one was listening to us. No one cares. If this goes down, it's going to look like shit. If it goes down the way I think it's going to go down. If it goes down like a Mumbai-style attack nationwide, it's undoubtedly going to be bad. And it's going to stoke fear in the people. People are going to get scared, hide in their homes. They're going to put us on lockdown, another form of lockdown. Make sure the streets are empty. Check your ID and your license to make sure you're going to and from work. It's going to look like a shit show. Not the actual attack, the aftermath. The aftermath is the bigger concern. When anything like this happens, guys, it's not so much the action, the actual cause. It's the aftermath that you have to worry about. Most people don't. Somebody just said there were 2 unidentified subs off the coast of D.C. Is that true? 2 identified subs off the coast near D.C. Well, we shall see if it goes down tonight or not. Those subs should not have entered American waters. They should be well outside on their way to the Caribbean, which some of the Caribbean water is U.S. water. So listen, guys, don't get it twisted. The United States knows that they're coming. Our subs are already in the water. Our battleships are armed and in the water, and they're probably flight patterns going around like crazy. And jets ready to rock and roll for the next 48 to 72 hours. So we shall see what happens. We shall see how fast this goes down, if it goes down at all. So now they're talking about the number of migrants caught at the southern border with suspected terror ties have skyrocketed in recent years, jumping from 11 in the financial year 2017 to 2020 through the year 2020, to 362 between the financial years 2021 and 2024. 11. It jumped from 11 to 362. Now, I don't know why they said it like that, financial years. That could be code. Again, everything is coded these days for the elites to read so that they understand exactly when. Because I don't know why financial years mean to us. But these articles are not for us. They're for people who are reading it and reading code. But migration continue at an unprecedented level. Federal authorities have accidentally, look at this shit, released migrants into the country who have suspected or known ties. Now, there is no accidental releasing. There really isn't. Just like the shit that happened in North Korea with the troops coming across the border, that was bad. And so North Korean troops supposedly crossed into South Korea territory, and South Korea troops fired at North Korean troops because, as they said, it was an accident. There is no accident in that. You cannot tell me, guys, that North Korean troops and South Korean troops know exactly where that fucking line is. In your head, you can go, all right, 50 meters or so, that's where the line is. So you use markers like trees and rocks, and you go, because it was in a wooded area, and you go, yep, all right, we're too far. So they wind up firing at the North Korean soldiers, and they ran back the other way. But again, I find that story to be bullshit. Like I find this story that they were accidentally released. How do you accidentally release bad guys? Oh boy. Anyway, doesn't matter. What matters is that these guys are here. They're rocking and rolling. They're getting their plan together. And all we can do, guys, is get our plan together and jump into action should something go down. Now, migrants, however, appear undeterred. Migrants, however, appeared undeterred by the new rule and have been crossing into areas such as San Diego, which is currently the busiest crossing for illegal entries into the United States. I didn't know that. I did not know that was the busiest. For some reason, I thought it was Texas. Biden administration implemented a new border policy Wednesday to stop illegal border crossers applying for asylum until the number of illegal crossers apprehended fall below 1,500 a day. Migrants, however, appear undeterred from the new ruling. Of course, they're not. Listen, you open the border to these guys, and you said, hey, man, haphazardly just coming in. And now you're trying to stop a policy? Nobody listens to policy. That's like having a restraining order against a rapist. That's not going to work. Like, there are women out there, they get a restraining order. A restraining order is not the way. A firearm is. You get a restraining order, you get yourself a firearm. When the guy violates the restraining order, you put a firearm in his face. And you let the last thing he hears is a big bang. I don't understand when people go, I got a restraining order against you. I watched a lady who had a restraining order against her husband, and she was like, you're not supposed to be here. I have her, and he let her have it. I think it was a revolver. Splattered her shit all over that fucking lawn. Policies don't do anything. Policies do not change and will not deter criminals from doing criminalistic shit. Criminalistic is not a word. Still, when you start setting policies late in the game, people are not going to listen. They're not going to turn around and go, oh shit, Biden just set a policy. We're going to have to go back to Mexico, guys. Sorry, we can't do this. None of the coyotes are going to be like, you know what, guys, I can't take you guys across the border. There's a policy set up. Policies don't do shit. But still in all, guys, over the weekend there were roughly 10,000 illegal crossings recorded at the border agent by the border agents at the southern border. 10,000 over the weekend. It's been going on since Biden got into office. It picked up when Biden got into office, but it's been going on for a while, right? Remember when Trump wanted to stop it, he was xenophobic? Well, now Biden wants to stop it. Now it's a little too late. Everybody's here. Now, if Trump can wrangle these people up, that'd be awesome. If they needed volunteers to wrangle these people up and send them back to their country, I will wholeheartedly be part of that wrangling group. I'm going to wrangle me some fucking Mexicans and Chinese, send them right back to their country in a fucking rocket ship that happens to explode on its way there. I will learn how to lasso people. I'll put on a little cowboy hat with my cowboy boots and spurs and have a lasso and start lassoing the shit out of motherfuckers. Wrapping them up and shit, leaving them hog-tied on the road, throwing them in the trucks hog-tied, sending them right back across the border. Put them in a catapult, send them right over the wall, have them land in a bed of tacos, and the hard shell tacos, so at least it hurts a little bit when they come across the border. But yeah. It's funny because I'm on Instagram arguing with these people about Blade Runner, the TV show. And I'm in there just breaking balls. I'm just in there having fun, but they won't let it go. Liberals will never let it go. So it's funny, right, that there were illegals in Mexico. I mean, not Mexico, Canada, and they left Canada because they didn't have the opportunities and the frios that were being given away. But they come here because we give them everything. And now a lot of that shit's drying up, at least here in New York. I don't know about other states, but I know here in New York it's drying up. And though, guys, I got to do a walkabout. I have to do a walkabout and show you guys what it looks like downtown. Because I shit you not, it looks like South America. You know? And the South American music is blasting. The hooker whores are running around in their best English telling you to suck your dick. They're not even hiding it anymore. They're not even like, papi, little pino, pee, 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 pee. They're not even saying that shit. They're outright saying they'll suck your dick in the middle of the street. And that's like downtown as well, but in Queens more. I mean, in Queens it's out of control, the amount of hookers that are out there. It's just crazy, the amount of hookers that are out there. I don't understand the hooker whoreness that's going on. I really don't. I mean, it's not meant for me to understand it either. But nonetheless, guys, New York City and cities like New York are getting bad in that regard. Like I said, guys, I am hoping to get the fuck out of here by next year. At least move out of the 5 boroughs, at the very least. I might be in Yonkers somewhere, but at the very least, get out of the 5 boroughs. And like I said, I hate this place because I can't find parking for my truck. That's why I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of this place. Well, yeah, Blade Runner, the TV show, apparently they hired a transgender for a role, and I'm like, there goes the show. Once you do that, and once you market that you hired a transgender for the show, that right there in itself means the show's going to tank. If you just say, hey, we got a show coming out, and surprise everybody with the storyline and not the characters, people would watch it. Now, I like Blade Runner. I thought the movies were great. Both of them, 2049 and the original Blade Runner. And in fact, the uncut version of Blade Runner was really good. But a TV show you could do a lot with, but they're going to get carried away with it. Went to Homestead. Did you like Tennessee? I did like Tennessee. Tennessee was awesome. I would move to Tennessee when I'm retired. Right now I can't. And I can't go to PA. PA is too far. I hate traffic. There's no way I'm fucking going to and from work in PA. I'd be punching the steering wheel all the way into work. Someone said, Yonkers, where my Kimber? What the hell's a Kimber? Am I reading that right? But Tennessee is nice. There's a lot of places you can get lost in Tennessee and die. But, and get eaten by bears. But it's awesome. I like it. I like that kind of shit. I like where you can get lost and almost die, Where you're in the woods and, like, it's fucking scary as shit. And you're like, yo, am I going to get raped, killed, or eaten by bears, or all three, you know, and not in that order? You know, like, I like being in places where there's no civilization, because I hate civilization. Now, we're going to switch gears. We're talking about how the bird frenzy that's going on, apparently the United States is setting that loose. They were working on the bird flu back in 2011 in a lower biosafety level facility. And that raised a lot of questions as to why wouldn't you put it in a 4 and work on it in a 4. And I think that a lot of the scientists are getting lazy because the level 4 biosafety level security facility is a lot of work just to get inside. I think they're getting lazy and they're sitting there going, well, if we treat it right, if we're really careful, we can get away with this. So, with that being said, guys, the Chinese conduct animal tests with Ebola-like virus that kills within 3 days. Now, Chinese scientists have developed a virus in a lab that mimics an Ebola infection, wiping out a group of hamsters. Why hamsters? I don't know. After giving them ulcers in their eyes. Researchers at the Hebei Medical University in China genetically engineered the less threatening virus vesicular something eye injury, known to infect cattle, to carry a protein from the Ebola virus, establishing that this then caused lethal infection in hamsters. So I guess it wasn't, and they wound up dying beforehand. The newly developed virus model provides an accessible and convenient way of researching deadly Ebola virus, which has a fatality rate up to 90%. It's nothing like bleeding out of your eyes and having your penis fall off, that's for fucking sure. Your fucking vagina closing up because you got this shit on board. So the Ebola virus, also known as EBOV, caused severe inflammation, that's an understatement, and tissue damage throughout the badly infecting the natural blood clotting mechanism, leading to internal bleeding and ultimately death, with blood leaking from small blood vessels. The virus spread direct contact via bodily fluids such as blood, saliva, sweat, and tears from a person's infected eyes, and also from touching things contaminated with these fluids. So imagine, that's sweat, that's a pain, and that's a big one. Until now, studying the deadly Ebola virus required, see, here we go. Until now, studying the deadly Ebola virus required handling it in highly expensive biosafety level B4 or BSL-4 facilities, making it much less accessible to scientists. So we're going to work on it in BLS level 2. Motherfuckers. They always got an excuse for some shit. The latest method described in the Journal of Virological Synthetica uses a surrogate pathogen which is much safer for humans, allowing Ebola research to be conducted in animals in BSL-2, biosafety level 2, labs that are comparatively less expensive to operate. So biosafety labs at level 4 are expensive to operate. This is the fucking excuse they're going with. Because it's so expensive, let's take it down to a 2. I think it's more expensive to shut down the world over a virus than it is to operate it in a biosafety level lab 4. What the fuck, man? What in the actual fuck is going on? Am I missing something? Did I miss this in school? That they came out with a lesser deadly virus that they can work on it in a less expensive lab? That makes no sense. This is where it gets released, because I shit you not, there's gain of function in here somewhere. Somewhere in this story, there's a gain of function accident waiting to happen. Let's see. The development of the countermeasures against the EBOV has been hindered by the lack of ideal animal models, as EBOV requires handling in biosafety lab level 4 facilities. In the new study, hamsters infected with the modified virus exhibited disease signs similar to those seen in Ebola patients, such as rapid weight loss, multi-organ failure, severe eye inflammation, ulcer formation, and causing rodents to produce high loads of the virus. This is another. Yeah, right. This is fucking 12 monkeys all over again. Not all over again, but coming to life. Oh boy, let's work on a highly infectious virus in a low biosafety level. Anyway, and now that the fucking hamsters died a horrible, miserable death, are they going to treat it as such? Probably not. Further studies of the dead hamsters found that the engineered virus spreads through their bodies, including their heart, brain, and kidneys, with high levels in their liver. So somebody's going to throw a fucking hamster in a crowd of people, a dead hamster, I might add, into the crowd of people with a little M80 attached to it, and there goes the start of a fucking virus movie. Some asshole who said, I'm going to take out half the world's population, if not all of it, by doing X, Y, and Z. Anyway, scientists are hopeful at the new model could play a role in future studies of eye. Who fucking cares about eye disorders? You just sat here and told us how the hamsters died in 2 to 3 days and how badly they died. But now you worry about eye disorders. I can give a fucking rat's ass about eye disorder. I really can. Who gives a shit? 12 Monkeys? Yeah, Brad Pitt was good. The TV show wasn't bad. The TV show 12 Monkeys, I started watching it. It isn't bad. Now, oh boy. Animals succumb at 2 to 3 days post-infection. Researchers noted. Adding, and listen to this, guys. Listen to this. Adding that arm tickets against Ebola could be validating using this model. They have the vaccines out there. They have the arm tickets for Ebola all ready to rock and roll. They want to use the arm ticket for this model, the model that they gave the hamsters. This is like a fucking nightmare just waiting to happen. Because the problem with Ebola, guys, is that Ebola is a bad one. And Ebola would scare the shit out of people. In fact, Ebola, we saw how people were scared with Mr. 19. People were acting like a bunch of bitches. You're going to be justified acting like a bitch with Ebola. If this, in fact, turns into a situation. Having your insides liquefy and start coming on the outside, starting to look like fucking Sloth from the Goonies, starting to look all fucked up and lesions and boils on your face. And people are going to react to this differently. Some people could get really sick and be scarred really bad and look fucked up for life. A lot of people will die. Some people will survive. Some people will survive with no traces of it. But this is bad. I mean, this is like not the worst news in the world. The worst news in the world is the media smashing into the planet. But at this point, I would almost welcome the media smashing into the planet. Just at the level we're at right now. We're at like fucking beyond stupidity level. I mean, listen, guys. Oh, God. I was just reading an article. Not an article. Was Officer Tatum. And the evil that's out there is growing exponentially bad. I mean, maybe a pandemic can reset a lot of it. Maybe it can't. I don't know. But the shit that I'm reading and seeing, guys, yo, it's bad. The behavior of people is getting exponentially bad, exponentially fast. We are watching people doing horrendous things. I mean, this lady killed a little baby, 3-year-old kid, I think it was, and was smiling about it. And worse, like if I'm a parent and you did that to my kid, when we got to the courtroom, that scene from Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze ripping that dude's throat out, that wouldn't even be the half. I would absolutely be fine going to jail for putting that person away forever. Because the one thing about pain and doing something like that to somebody is the fear in their eyes. There was a guy who I think he molested a kid. And in the courtroom, the father was able to get to him and broke his face apart. The guy was smiling in the courtroom. The next picture was him in pain, trying to hold his face together. It wasn't funny anymore. So, the amount of evil, guys, that's out there is growing. And I'm sorry, but this movement with the LGBT community, yo, it's not the old school people. We're talking about the new school. The guys that keep telling us we're coming after your kids. We're going to make sure your kids are tolerant of us. Something is off. It just can't be the arm ticket. It just can't be technology. Something is spiritually off. Something is bad. And I take issue now when people tell me, that I'll never believe in God because it's just not real. There's something to be said about people who say that because their actions and the things that they follow it up with suggest that if the devil came out and enticed them with something fruitful, that they would side with him. But something's not making sense. I've never been on the dark web, Big John. I'm never going to go on the dark web. I remember one time I was curious. I am not curious anymore. I do not want to be on the dark web. And to be on the dark web, you also have to protect yourself out the wazoo. Because there are a bunch of hackers waiting on there for fucking new people to go on there and be like, what's the dark web about? And then they log in and boom, your whole fucking system is hacked. Why did I shave my beard though? Because I got to go to work tomorrow. That's why. I'm trying to keep myself shaven more now. It's just I'm trying to make an example or be an example. So I shave like a fucking asshole. I shave, and I don't mind shaving anymore. I mean, it also, whatever. Yeah, but listen, something isn't right. Something is off. I mean, and it's a scale. It's a wide scale of shit, guys. It's like that influencer, that chick who had that lady jump into some kind of water, and the lady couldn't swim. She could only float. And then she ran away laughing. Like, if that was my daughter, I'd be in my fucking car, I'd be in San Diego, wherever she was, whipping her ass on live stream with a belt. I'm like, oh, you want to live stream? You want to laugh? You want to have fun? You want to have somebody who can't swim jump in the water? I would be going to war with her with my belt. My old trusty leather belt. Right on fucking live stream. But, is it the hat? Is it the hat? I don't know. The hat is weird. The hat is dirty. It's, someone's like, you got to clean your hat. You clean the inside of your hat. You don't wash your hat. I already said that. Shaving. What you call it? Washing your hat is bad luck. It's also probably a lazy person excuse why not to wash it. But I do wash the inside of the hat. But anyway, guys. Yeah, things are getting worse. And I think a lot of us are sitting here, and that's why, you'll keep seeing myself or Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. You hear us saying, keep prepping, keep fucking prepping, because something is off. And I'm trying to put my finger on it. Maybe I'm not to understand it, at least not yet. I think God or Jesus is speaking to a lot of people, and I think a lot of people are starting to listen. Because something is... Johnny, thank you for the 5-minute warning. Appreciate it. Full of hope. Thank you for the donation. Something is just bad, man. And when you look at people who are killing kids and laughing about it, it's not even a disconnect anymore. It's not social media. It's something... one side of me wants to blame the arm ticket. I think the arm ticket is undoubtedly causing mental instabilities, as it's been recorded to cause mental instabilities. But then, because guys, I'm hanging out downtown, like after the live stream, after the Angry Truth, I'm gonna go for my walk. When I go for my walk at night in this neighborhood, the shit I see, yo, bad news, man. Bad fucking news. The shit I see. Anyway, guys, tonight we're gonna talk about the angry. Tonight on the Angry Truth, we're gonna be talking about arm tickets and how the truth is coming out, and how a lot of things, guys. I think we're gonna start seeing some scary shit. I think we're gonna start seeing some scary shit on the in regards to the arm ticket and the studies that have to come down. Everybody, and I mean everybody, is asking for a an investigation all over the world. High tonnage. Yes, I'm still with the FDNY. I got back with them back in September, I think it was, right? September, mid-September sometime. I got back in the FDNY. Teresa and Swamp Donkey. It could be that, but I don't know. A lot of the people that are freaking out and acting like savages don't have 5G in their area yet. So, it could be that. It could be 4Gs. Who knows? But the insanity, the evil, has skyrocketed, guys, after something was introduced to the human race. Things were getting bad, but things got exponentially bad a lot faster. And I could stream my Nightman's Wife. I could do it at night when I go for the walk after the Angry Truth, just to show you guys around. But I would do it a little earlier because, like, I think the crackheads are sleeping now. They might be sleeping. I don't know. They're like rats, dude. The way they scurry on, like fucking all over. You're fucking just rats. Like you can say, and you know the crazy shit about them? If you leave $1 on the floor, like a rat, 8 of them will jump out of nowhere. You put peanut butter on that fucking dollar, they'll be attracted to it even faster. If you put crazy glue around that dollar, they all get stuck on it, still reaching for the dollar. The crackness around here is out of control. It's like at a perfected level of insanity. Yo, I've never seen so many crackheads and their crackness cracking about, scurrying and hiding in trees and fucking materializing out of thin air. Someone just said it was the internet. It's got to be more than the internet. Killjoy. It's got to be more than that. There's something. I mean, like, when you look into these people's eyes, there's something there. There's something evil there. Listen, there are people with mental instabilities, and right, or just psych problems, right? And you look at them and you could tell, all right, they're off. They're a little crazy. But there's something in their eyes. And I've been seeing it a lot lately. And I know it sounds weird, and it sounds out of place, and it sounds too far-fetched, but there's something. For a lot of you guys who were EMTs, medics, doctors, whatever it is, when you watch somebody die, you can see when the life is gone. It's almost weird, and it's hard to explain. You have to be there to see it. The evil, the acts that I'm seeing out of these people, you can see it in their eyes if you pay close attention. Something is off, and it's in the soul. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's actual evil taking over and we're being outnumbered. I don't know. People are running over people. Someone mentioned a bus hijacking situation the other day. It's something, full of hope, something like that. I don't know. Who knows, man? Anyway, let me get off the air. I'm going to get ready for the Angry Truth. Tonight on Angry Truth, again, guys, we're going to be talking about the arm ticket and a lot of the BS that's going along with that. All right, guys, other than that, I will see you guys next week. Again, I'm working tomorrow night and Friday night. I might do something Saturday night if I'm bored. I might do a walkabout. We'll see. Other than that, guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for dealing with my bullshit. And I will see you guys later. Raw Food Writer It can't be just the food and the microplastic. There's something else. I just cannot put my finger on it. Anyway, guys, good night.